Okay, so they show us a couple different ways to multiply. The first one kind of seems a little old-fashioned, where you say, I'm going to take the -2 and I'm going to multiply it by 6, -6, and then I'm going to multiply it by +3y, and then I'm going to multiply it by -2, and I get this first line, okay? And then I say, hey, I'm going to do the y now, y times -6, y times 3y, and y times -2, and I get this line down here, and then I'm going to add them together, and this will be my result down at the bottom. Okay, we could do it that way. That seems a little tedious. I think this other way is a little easier, and basically it goes like this. Okay. The way they're doing it kind of looks like they're going this way, which to me seems a little backward, you know. And then it's like that, and like that, and then I need another color. And then it's like that, and like that. Everything gets a turn, you know. If they're dancing, everybody dances with everybody. Okay, so let's just go ahead and show you what we mean by that. And I think it's way easier if we start with the first part here and do this. And keep in mind that the negative out in here, this x squared owns that negative, so I got to remember that. So I have a -x squared times an x squared. That's going to be common base. I add the exponents, x to the 4th. Negative times a negative is a positive. -x squared times -8x, I get x to the 3rd, because I have 2 plus, this is a 1. I don't know if you remember that's a 1. And then we have -x squared times positive, so here we go, negative again, times 3, and there's no x to collaborate with, so there we go. That's the purple. And why did I write that so close? I don't know. But I was hoping to sneak this underneath here. 4x times the x squared, and 4x times the -8x, and 4x times the 3. So let's see. We're going to do two things at once here. We're going to multiply 4 times -8. That's -32. I have x times x. This is x to the 1 times x to the 1. So that's x squared. So I'm going to line it up underneath the x squared column. So -8 times +4. Sorry, +4 times -8. That's a -32. And I'm lining it up with the x squared because it's x squared. And I skipped the first one, didn't I? I apologize. Doing so well here. 4x times x squared. That's going to be +4 x to the 3rd. You might say, why didn't he do the first one he said he was going to do? 4x times x squared. There we go. 4x to the 3rd. Now I will say 4 times -8x. I was so focused on that. 32x squared. We add the exponents, 1 plus 1. And then the last one, 4x times 3 is 12x. And I don't have a category yet for, I have x to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x squared, but I don't have an x, so I just write it out there on its own. And then finally, 1 times x squared, that's going to be 1x squared, right? And then I'm going to say 1 times -8x. Okay, that's going to be -8x. And 1 times 3, that's going to be +3. Alrighty. And now I'm going to add this all up. I guess it's a little tedious, I guess, but not so bad. I have -x to the 4th. I put my x to the 3rds together. They're both positive, so they work together. 12x to the 3rd. I have two negatives and a positive. Well, the two negatives together make a -35. And then they take 1 away from that, so it's a -34x squared. And then, let's see, a +12, -8, they're fighting. The positive wins by 4. And the 3. Okay. So you can see that some of the things we've done, even this lesson, have been a lot worse than polynomials. These aren't too bad. It's just going through the steps. So I guess one of the things you might check for is that you had 3 terms. You know, 3 terms here, 3 terms here, 3 terms here. You know, when I started to do this, the green line, the second line, I was only going to have 2, and that I would have noticed, why do I only have 2 things here? So there's certain things you can kind of do to make sure that you're getting the right answer. But that's the product. We multiply each part of the first time each part of the second, and we add up the results.